as again, I'll stress this. As a layman, I had to do a lot of learning around the area of HR. It's not something I've particularly worked in, other than interacting with HR managers when I've worked for various organisations as a line manager and managing my team in that interaction. So a little bit of knowledge, often a dangerous thing. So I did quite a rapid learning here, but I still very much hold my hand up and say this is an area that it's kind of a layman's understanding. But what I seemed to see was, on the broad spectrum, I saw loads of really positive indicators. I mentioned, we saw the confidence and how that aligns to the business goals and the wider business goals. I thought the approach to discipline, where that was primarily focused around development rather than punishment, it seemed a very, very healthy way to develop staff. I saw the trends that were emerging from, the evidence around gamification, very, very clear. Equally, I thought it was fascinating that we saw that, those little and often smaller acknowledgements are as important and should sit alongside that financial remuneration. So I saw a lot of really, really good things. I did see what just seems to me like a lot of easy fixes that could make a lot of these processes smoother. Was probably my assumption. My perhaps the biggest surprise of the study for me was how many companies were still using spreadsheets. I think, in my role, I automatically talk to organisations that have embraced technology. I tend to talk to the leading edge organisations just because those are the companies that have the case studies and the stories that want to be told. So it's interesting always to see, that where we think we are, maybe the rest of the pack is still slightly further behind. That was an eye opener for me as well. But I did see, like I say, I hate to use the phrase too often, but it seems like there's a lot of low-hanging fruit in the area, particularly around, and again, my experience obviously is directly with the field service world. So we talk about scheduling an awful lot, but it was these wider benefits, these wider aspects of workforce management. That's why I wanted to dig into how these things sit together, because it was the things like the employee engagement tools and the gamification tools and all of those kind of aspects. That I see this broader picture, and I think that's where a lot of companies probably have the conversations internally. They probably have some processes internally, and a little bit to your point, Mark, it's, well, the tools are there, why aren't you using them? We can do it the way we've always done it, but there are better tools now. So I kind of see that there's a leap forward that the industry could make. So that's my kind of overview. But yeah, I'd love to get your kind of, you've seen the data, you've read the report. And you've got the expertise and the insight to kind of probably put a little bit more information, meat on the bones than me. So what's your concluding thoughts around it, Mark?
Well, to conclude, basically. Okay, so what we can say, indeed, tools are here, right? So different tools which can help. Okay, I believe I can understand why people are so reluctant, to move forward, with those things. Okay, so and they're stuck, with Excel or with other tools. Okay, because there is a perception, okay, that everything about, I will say, digitalization and about, let's bring new tool to the organization means, oh my God, it's expensive. Oh my God, it's a lengthy process. Okay, so it's years and years of transformation programs, etc. Okay, so no, the world is changing. Okay, so and you have to realize, that ideally, if everyone is on board, those solutions can be implemented as fast as you want to. Okay, so again, I'm saying as fast as you want to because it depends on your readiness. Okay, and about your openness, to move forward. Okay, so we're not talking years, we're talking months. Okay, several months, to start to make the difference. Okay, so this is what I can say. try to see outside of the box. Okay, so the world is changing. Okay, and you should change together with the world. Okay, so it's much easier with what we can offer. Okay, so not we as we, but the people who work with those solutions. Okay, so it can make your business more successful and much more pleasant place to be. Okay, so that's it.